I'm recording this video on August 22nd, so tomorrow, or for some of you guys today, Morty will be releasing on August 23rd. We don't know exactly what time he'll be dropping, but if we have to go off of when LeBron was released, I would say it might be around 12 p.m. Eastern time, which is 9 a.m. Pacific. Coming along with Morty will also be some patch notes confirmed by Tony on Twitter. He says patch notes for tomorrow. This is a server-side only patch, so the changes only will affect online play and not offline or in the lab. Then he wants to elaborate a little bit if there was any confusion. Morty will be available to play both local and in the lab and online, so yeah, don't worry about that. And with these patch notes out, we're going to get into it and see just exactly what is changed. If it's your first time here on the channel, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We cover all things MultiVersus. You don't want to miss any of that stuff. And also drop a like if your main got buffed, or if you're enjoying these buffs and you're interested in playing any of these characters. We're trying to get this video to over 2,000 likes to spread the hype of the first DLC character coming to MultiVersus. And we're also almost at 100k subscribers. Thank you guys. So looking at the patch notes, this is officially season 1.01 patch, which is coming August 23rd. In general, Morty will be arriving tomorrow, and he'll be our first Plumbus wielding character. This patch is entirely server-side, so all updates are online only. It will not be reflected in local or lab play until the following patch. First off, with general perks, we got Ice to Beat You getting a change. Projectiles will only apply ice debuff to fighters that are not already debuffed by ice. So this means it won't continuously stack. I guess before Ice to Beat You was continuously stacking over and over again, never giving characters a break from it. So that's actually pretty reassuring. And then we have a nerf coming to another perk called I'll Take That. Unstacked cooldown refund decrease from 0.5 seconds to 0.25 seconds. Stacked cooldown refund decrease from 1 second to 0.5 seconds. This is pretty significant, but still usable. This perk basically would make it so that anytime you would hit a debuffed enemy, your team receives a 0.5 second refund on ability cooldowns. And if it's stacked, it's 1 second, which is crazy. I did see Nakat and Void actually use this combo earlier last week in stream. Basically, they were running Ice to Beat You and I'll Take That. Ice to Beat You was unstacked, but they stacked I'll Take That. So anytime they would hit an enemy that had ice stacked on them, they were getting their cooldowns back insanely fast, which seems to still be a pretty good option if you do want to try that out with projectile teams. Then we got some gameplay systems fixes. Fix the bug where ability cooldowns may not trigger when projectiles are spawned close to terrain. Definitely a good one over there. We want stuff working the way that it's supposed to. And starting off as always, because her name starts off with an A, we got Arya. She got a buff to her assassin passive. Reduce extra damage taken from 14% to 5%. We're evaluating if this passive should be removed entirely. We want to take a step towards that while trying to not go too far too fast. We don't want to create an assassin-dominated meta. Moveless description of this change will not be updated until the following patch. Okay, so actually, I recall Tony talking about this. Assassins in MultiVersus would take 14% more damage than other characters. This is to counter their high damage and high speed gameplay. It seems that this has actually been reduced significantly from 14% to 5%. So holy shit, this actually might be a great patch for assassin characters all around. So if you're an Arya, Finn, or Arlie main, yo, you guys are winning in this patch, it seems. No other changes for Arya because she did get a lot of buffs in the previous patch, but things are looking very hopeful for the character and the class overall, which is awesome. Now, Finn, since we removed some power from the backpack on Finn, we're pushing some additional power into the rest of Finn's attacks to give him more kill options. So Finn got buffs to make up for the nerfs that he received. And of course, remember, hitboxes haven't been changed yet. They will in the future. So when that does come around, Finn will technically receive some more additional nerfs. So don't worry about it just yet. So air and ground neutral special. Increase the base damage from 5 to 6. The base damage is increased by holding and charging up the attack. That's not a bad change. 6 damage is pretty respectable. Air and ground down special. Bimo Chop. Increase the damage from 18 to 20. And increase the knockback scaling from 18 to 20 as well. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Definitely want to try out Finn now again. And of course, as previously mentioned with Arya, the assassin passive buff. It's going from 14% damage taken to 5%. So that seems to be going across the board for assassins, which is pretty cool. Garnet's buffs, we talked about in a previous video. She's receiving quite a significant amount of buffs, but they're not coming in this patch. They will be coming in the following next patch. Same will go for Taz. And then of course, Harley is getting the other assassin passive as well. And now we come to Iron Giant. This is pretty interesting. They're saying Iron Giant is currently dominating with abnormally high win rates at every skill level. I did get my ass beat by a couple Iron Giants last week, and it was interesting to say the least. Iron Giant's neutral special with stack cooldown reduction and Velma are causing too few windows for opponents to counterplay. Updates to Iron Giant and global updates to perks and Velma updates should help provide more windows of opportunities for opponents against Iron Giant. I always knew Velma was a menace, man. They nerfed her, but she still is a friggin' problem. Air and ground neutral special increase the cooldown from 23 seconds to 25 seconds, so 2 more seconds on that. Air up attack. Hitboxes shrank to more accurately fit the attack visuals. Okay, happy about that. The amount of times I've been killed this week by an Iron Giant's up air attack when I was behind them and it still hit me, ridiculous. Of course, this will be more fine-tuned when hitboxes are patched, but this is something to note. Another nerf to air and ground up special. Reduce the damage by 1 and the base knockback on the final hit of the spin. Okay, interesting. There's a lot of players that were able to kill early depending on player DI, and it seems like it won't be knocking them back that far on the final spin. It's pretty good that it's on the final spin, because if it was less knockback on the spins in the middle, that means you will get comboed even more. But the final hit, essentially, they are giving it less kill power than it had previously. And then a buff to his air and ground down special, allowing Iron Giant to cancel out of the cannonball even if it hits with the enemy. I wonder if there could be some pretty interesting combos and setups with that. Gonna look forward to that in the next few weeks. Hopefully not against double Iron Giants. Superman got a fix for a bug that would allow him to grapple enemies that wall bounce even if his hitboxes did not connect. Okay, that was the least of his worries, I'm not gonna lie. Superman is still friggin' grabbing people from his butt cheek when he's like side B grabbing in the air. And of course, Taz buffs are coming in the next patch. And then finally, Velma, the obnoxious culprit. She got a nerf to her air and ground down special. Velma's educated buff reduced the cooldown return from 75% over 8 seconds to 50% over 8 seconds. Damn, it was 75 before? That's crazy. So now it's 50%. That's still pretty good over 8 seconds, and she's still a solid character. They really didn't nerf her into the ground. They're just doing a little bit of fine tuning. And that's it for the patches for tomorrow. A pretty small one, but I did want to give you guys an update on that and let you assassin players know that things are looking better for y'all. And I want to hear from the Arya mains. I know in the last patch you guys received some buffs and then some bugs and then some fixes to those bugs, and now they're technically buffs. How is Arya playing now for you guys? Are you guys enjoying her a little bit more? Are you having fun playing the character? I did see some people are dropping Arya to pick up other characters, which is unfortunate, but I wonder if things are in a better place now to those who are still playing her. And also, how are you feeling about the 14% damage going down to 5% across Arya, Finn, Harley, and essentially all assassins coming to the game soon? Now remember, they did say they are going to consider possibly removing this passive entirely. They don't want to make any drastic changes that might shift the meta in a way that they don't want to, where assassins are just dominating all over. I think it's a good balance because assassins in most games, especially like MOBAs, are supposed to be squishy characters with lower health pools but can deal massive crazy damage and are typically very quick. If you guys are feeling this patch, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear what y'all have to say. Let's get a discussion going. Of course, Morty is dropping tomorrow or later. Can't wait for that. I'm really excited and looking forward to it. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More MultiVersus news, guides, and tip videos are on the way, and you won't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ, and thanks for watching.